something different with you. I like to be creative as well. Taking a look in this mirror, holding it up, and saying these exact words to the person looking back. Because in the end, at the end of the day, who is the audience we're really looking to reach? It's ourselves, isn't it? Stand up for a moment. And just before Tina does this exercise with us, notice the difference between your putting your attention out to someone you want to impress and the strain that goes with that when you're reaching out towards someone else with the words, these words. Say this out loud after me. It's easy for me.
It's easy for me
to reach you. With my message.
With my message.
Okay. What I want you to do first is to act as though you don't believe that, so that you can either strain the voice. If you already mumble. If you don't look in someone's eyes, turn away. Monty Python it. Make it exaggeratingly ridiculous in a way that you can have fun with whatever you're ordinarily self-conscious about. Make it bigger. No one's going to be looking because we're all on the front row and the back row at the same time. So I'll give you an example. And maybe if I say it that way, I might say, "It's easy for me to reach you with my message." It's a bit exaggerated. Do your version of that. Ready, go.
It's easy for me to reach you with my message.
Right. Now we do the opposite. Take your right hand, place it at the base of your spine. Soften your knees. And as you speak, instead of sending the message out, send it down and in. It might be a slightly quieter sound, but it's as though you're sending a spear of heartfelt, strong intention through the base of your spine towards the center of the earth, as though you meant it, but you're the one receiving the message. That's why we're going to have you speak to yourself next in the mirror. Saying the same words to this place, the base of your own foundation, softening your knees. Ready, go. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Excellent. Have a seat. What did you notice from that? Any ahas or gee, that was interesting? Without trying so hard, it was softer, but it got through more. Who had a bit of an aha with that? What was yours, Sarah?
Well, mine was, there's a lot of noise, but I don't have to shout over the top of it. It just went down and stayed calm in my belly.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now we follow up on that with Tina, looking in the mirror and saying these exact words that you were saying in second person singular. So you look in the mirror and say these exact words. You, Tina, when you present, you are loving, earthy, and wise. Take the time to see the person seeing you, facing me sideways this way. Yeah. So that you can see the person looking back, really getting your message. Ready, go. You, Tina, saying those words.
So you, Tina.
Yeah. You were.
You are loving, earthy, and wise.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. No, that's the beginning. Now, you like fun and creative play, don't you? You ready to do something outrageous? Okay. I'm going to have you do this, following everyone doing it at the same time, because you kind of like to be a little bit more outrageous and fun-loving too, wouldn't you? So let's all come out of our boxes, come upstanding with me again. I spent many years as a court jester, so this is very easy for me to do. Pretend for a moment that you're a herald, town crier, court jester, messenger on top of the town, on top of the roofs of the town. And here you are allowing yourself to be able to have people hear a message you're going to proclaim for all and everyone to hear. First, we'll take our trombones or trumpets in our hands, and like a Shakespearean actor or actress, that's right, as loud as possible, go. Thank you. And now it's your turn to do that. And then in third singular to follow with the words that I'll be saying right after they. The first is do-do, belt it out.
Okay.
The good news is.
Good news is.
She, Tina. When she speaks.
When she speaks.
She's loving.
She's loving.
She's earthy.
She's earthy.
And she's wise.
And wise.
Beautiful. Now, before we complete with you here, in that beautiful state of playfulness, connectedness, and ease that has come now through, from this place, see yourself speaking to a group from the words of, if I had one message to give an audience, just notice the difference in the presentation, starting with those exact words. If I had one message to give an audience, using the same energy you just created.
So if I had just one message to give an audience,
It would be.
it would be to know that I'm loving. What's the second one?
Earthy.
That's right. You can have
Earthy and wise.
it. Beautiful. And it's great to see you showing your humanity. You know, our imperfection sometimes is the most beautiful thing in our perfection. We are perfectly imperfect. And to own that place is such a gift. It's such a gift to see you in that joyful place. Now some feedback for you. What did you notice, see, feel, hear that shifted here?
Congruence, believability. Yeah, just realness, a congruence for me. You know, it's not a show. It's.
And what shifted in that time that you either saw, felt, and heard, and specifically that appeals to one or more of the
Yeah, it
senses?
was definitely the vocals and the visuals, and not what you said. Just
Oh.
the way that come across.
Yes, and you're doing it with your hands now
It
too.
resonated with me.
Beautiful.
I can believe that.
Good. So there was a kind of an effervescence and a bubbliness that came out. You even did it with your hands when you gave the feedback. That was excellent. Who else? What else? Yes.
It's a fabulous trumpet.
You'll always remember that trumpet. That's right.
Because also I'm really tired after today, and it took that to sort of, okay, I'm awake again, you're right. You know, so it was good.
Thank
She
you.
felt very comfortable in her own centeredness. She felt good and positive, and that came across, and we bought it.
Yes.
We got a discount, we bought it.
One more comment.
You appear to be really comfortable in your area of play.
Yes.
So when you were in your play space, it was here or
Yeah.
Thank you. You may have more comments to share, and I'm encouraging you, certainly when you see Tina later, to share more with Tina later. What, before you sit down, are you going to remember the most from those moments? You can anchor this moment anytime you need it, at times when you realize, gee, I could be even more forthcoming, authentic, loving, earthy, and wise. What will you remember?
I think it's trumpet actually.
There we go. We'll all remember that trumpet. And I'm happy to send you a copy of that video. You wanted that? I'll send that to you.
Okay.
My pleasure. Thank you. Pleasure. All right, we're on a roll now. Who will be next?
I will be next.
Beautiful. And this is without the camera.
I don't mind.
You don't mind. Keep the camera on. You're coming unglued. How graceful of you. What'll it be?
I've decided that I will say I am a passionate, patient communicator. Because I wanted to make it into a sentence. I think I'm a good communicator. I wanted it to be a sentence.
Okay, so let's do something. I want to do something different with each one of you so we can have different ways of seeing the full gamut of what's possible here. All right, let's do this as a double extreme. Remember the double extreme? By the way, any of you wonder a little bit more about what I'm doing, afterwards I'll make this available to you. This is the workbook that goes into a little bit more in-depth to what these principles are. The double extreme is somewhat of a theatrical technique that I've developed and taken on from other techniques, which is basically you taking those same words And if you could say it in a way that is fast. And then say,
Just explain it. We'll say all that really fast.
yes, saying it really fast, and then really slow. Faster and slower, fastest and slower, then bring out the best of both. Okay? So I'm a passionate, patient communicator. I want to bring out the opposite of that statement. So be impatient when you say this at first. Yeah. Ready? Patient communicator.
Right, I see. I'm a passionate, patient communicator.
That's right.
I'm a passionate, patient communicator.
Exactly. That's good. That's enough for that one. I think it gets tired very quickly. Now we want to say it really slow, making more eye contact, making more patient, passionate movements that match the words. Slow, connecting now.
I'm a passionate, patient communicator.
Beautiful. Now we'll combine the elements of the patient, slow, reserved, calmness with a little bit more of the passionate gestures. Because you were moving with your voice and your body like this. Let's bring out more passion this time in whatever way allows you to come forth out of your skin. Ready, go.
I am a passionate, patient communicator.
Okay. And this time, creakily low.
Okay.
Taking your time to not finish the words, but to make contact with each syllable and each of us at the same time. Look into our eyes. Go slower than you've ever gone before.
Okay. I am a passionate, patient communicator.
We'll exaggerate it one more time. This time, allowing some gestures with your hands. And when you say the word passion, that's when we want to have the gestures with the hands. The rest of the stuff, patient, can be slow. See, each one of these things, the reason I'm doing this with you is that you can get that what we're doing is, this is a microcosm of your life. And if you can, in these few moments, shift the way that you come across, you can do that on any stage. It's holographic. You can take it with you anywhere, everywhere. So if we have that conscious control, that manual steering here, then we can be more, bless you, sneeze on the truth, engaging everywhere.
So do you want me to say even slower than I said then? Even slower?
This doesn't matter. No, but just this time, more passion when you're saying the word passion with your gestures. That's the one shift this time.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
go for it.
So I'll just think it first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I am a passionate, patient communicator.
Beautiful. And that felt congruent, didn't it? Did you notice the difference? I got tearful when I saw you do that. What did we notice that time that really got through to us? Look how you've got all of our attention. There's tears in some of our eyes. You really connected that time. What touched you?
I think it was the way Terry moved forward towards us. And yeah, opened their arms, embracing way. But the movement forward.
The moving forward.
Yeah,
Yes.
felt really powerful.
Thank you.
Well, what happened for me is, you know, he trained me well last year. I just remembered, I just took the shield off my heart. So when I put my hands out, it was like just taking, because I'm a writer and I just go, I want to be from my heart to your heart. And I had a sort of physical feeling of taking the shield off my heart.
There's the anchor for you. Whenever you want to remember this moment, that image of taking the shield off your heart, and you're there, and watch how much easier it is to communicate from this moment on. Beautiful. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
We're doing this together with a lot of support from the expertise and authority of every single one of us. Waking up together. Well done. Clear the air after that one. which leaves us room for who's coming next? Vanessa, I know your name. What will it be for you? I'm glad you stayed, by the way.
Yeah. I keep forgetting what it is. Insightful, responsive, and real.
Insightful, responsive, and real.
I thought you said weird.
I like that.
That too.
All right, first just say it and let's see what happens. When I present it to Aina, just notice what happens without changing anything or doing anything, with just saying it to us.
When I present, I'm insightful, I'm responsive, and I'm real.
Beautiful. Your words, your sound communicate beautifully what you're saying. Your hands are in a place of, it's almost as though you can see what they're doing. They're there, they're sitting there, and it's almost though they are skeptical or something. You know, you can see it. You can see it. There's nothing wrong with it. We all have something going on. So let's work with that, okay? This time, without trying to get it right, because it's not about getting it right, let's see what happens when I'll say the words, and you simply make the gestures of insightful, responsive, and real, just to notice how the hands would make a picture, a staccato picture that holds a pose for each one. It doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be one that you remember forever. It's just in this moment of authenticity, what feels right, present, engaging, connected. And you'll know, there's nothing to act about. It's all enacting. Insightful, responsive, and real. I'll say the words, you make 3 gestures. I'm insightful. Do it again, it's okay. I'm insightful. Good. I'm responsive. I'm real. Now, let's have you do that with the gestures, and I'd like you to do it in such a way that it's not just once, but you go through it 3 times. In other words, I'm insightful, I'm responsive, I'm real, 2 more times, and notice how each one builds on each other. Go ahead.
I'm insightful, I'm responsive, and I'm real. I'm insightful, and I'm responsive, and I'm real. I'm insightful, I'm responsive, and I'm real.
Good. Well, the gestures are there. Now let's allow more pause between them. Was it Mozart that said that the real music takes place between the notes? Let's do that. Let's allow your beautiful presence to come through in the space between the words. The gestures are as though you're creating a foundation that holds up the house. And if we have spaciousness, we can walk in and out of the doors and see through the windows. Let's have more light coming through, more of your beautiful presence. Slow, go.
And not 3 times necessarily.
Once is fine, as long as you do it with full presence.
I'm doing something unusual by the way, because I noticed it, I'm feeling it in my belly. So.
That's good. There's butterflies in formation there.
Yeah. I'm insightful, I'm responsive, and that's not it. I'm insightful, I'm responsive, and I'm real.
Okay, now we want to get a little bit more of an interaction with the audience. We're going to do something different with you that hasn't happened before in this room. We want to do just one at a time. And your job is to do exactly the same gesture back and the same tonality back. So if I say, I'm insightful, and I go like this, you'll do what?
I'm insightful.
And say, you're insightful. So I'm insightful, you're insightful. So you get multiplicity of acknowledgement, reward, and feedback. You can't help but let this sink in, particularly if you do just one at a time. There's no rushing now. It's slowing it down to a minimum. We want each movement with you, each presence, each thought, each gesture, each action to have its own fullness. There's no need to rush on to the next. Standing would be better so we can be in the same position, modeling the exact same posture that we see happening here, mirroring it back. So, just one